one place and attend classes and take the advantage of this. During the early days of ISKCON, such education was not available. So I'm very thankful that you're conducting this. So in my case, we just had a Bhakta program. When I joined in 83. So that time there was no Bhakti Shastri, not so much Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Vedanta, Bhakti Sarvabhaumya. Now my Guru Maharaj, Jayapataka Maharaj, at the advanced stage, he wants to do all these courses, setting an example for his disciples like us and all that, to take those courses is so important. So I'm very much thankful, and I thank you for conducting this class. And I'm also maybe by age I'm senior to you, but I'm showing example to all the devotees who are senior. Don't think just that you have been in the movement so long you cannot learn. There's no age limit for learning. So I'm trying to set up example for other devotees who are like me, who are advanced in age. I'm already 60, but there's no there's no limit to learning. So thank you, and I will try to pay attention to your class, and hopefully I will be able to score and pass that test. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Makanchor Prabhu. So I need your blessings, as by age and both spiritual and material age, you are senior to me. If there are some shortcomings, all they are mine. If something good for all of you to take with you, those are by our acharyas. So, ISKCON Disciple Course.
Prabhu, just 1 second, Prabhu.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay, so please, I will request everybody who can, please start your cameras so that, you know, it can be more interactive. Prabhuji can also see who your faces. You know, you all are very, very beautiful people. So Prabhuji can also see, and it can be a nice interactive. And I know Makancha Prabhu is here. He would always say in his classes to start the cameras. So please, if you can, please put on your camera so Prabhu can see you. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Because we have very short time to finish this course. So as I can see all of your names, sometimes I may call you on this discussion. So be present, don't go out of a screen, or don't put on your videos off. So today we are going to cover 2 units. There are 4 units in this course. We will have these 2 units today. We'll discuss them. We'll have a interactive discussion on that. Then there are some already in this manual, they have given some questions that you can write it down and send it to me. I will share my Gmail ID with you. And then tomorrow again we will have discussion, and again they have a question here. It's an open book test. Write it in your own words what you have understood, rather than just copying it from that book, because that's most essential thing. As Prabhupada says that scrub my books. Scrub my books means you read them, understand, and put the things in your own world, even in your own world, in your diary, so that you will come to know what you have understood. I'm doing it for since I've joined actually, and whatever I wrote it down previously, now when I give lectures, that helps me a lot. And that shows what was my understanding that time, and now how deep I have gone. So it's like a corrective measure for ourselves also. So these are some my realizations about studying properly or reading Prabhupada books. So now we'll start with the first unit of this book from page number 5. That is Introduction, Theory and Context. So mainly what we are going to cover in this lesson is that what is the importance and how we can improve the discipleship within ISKCON in order to promote the long-term well-being of Srila Prabhupada Society and its members. See, as I have seen for last 3 decades, many people out of enthusiasm very quickly they try to jump and take initiation. After taking initiation, then they feel attracted to some other spiritual master and they start comparing their own spiritual master from whom they have taken initiation, and they try to glorify the other one. And while glorifying other one, they sometimes offend their own spiritual master. And that happens because there is a lack of proper understanding about Guru Tattva. And just to protect our own devotees who are really putting their gallons of blood to cultivate the new devotees and bring them to Krishna consciousness, to help them out and to help the society of our society, that is ISKCON, because Prabhupada has not started any institute, he has started the society. Society means where there is a relationship between the members, a proper relationship which is based on emotion, faith, and integrity. So to improve that, as explained in this manual, understand the long-standing principles of discipleship as presented in the teachings of Srila Prabhupada and the broader Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition, and appreciate the unique context in which these teachings are applied within ISKCON. Prabhupada has started this society which is full of varieties actually. People are from different path of life, from different location, from different backgrounds. And that's why they say here it is a unique. In that uniqueness, to establish or to create the unity, and for that what needs a proper understanding about Guru Tattva. And then the second thing that they say, that apply this principle to form spiritually healthy, constructive relationship with their Guru and senior Vaishnavas. Act appropriately within those relationships. Develop the values and attitudes required for a disciple. And fourth one, cooperatively serve the Supreme and his various representatives in order to perpetuate Srila Prabhupada's teachings and mission, though both personal example and instructions. There are some principles and values of this course, and they are 10. So what are those? The first thing is that Srila Prabhupada as preeminent Shiksha Guru. For our whole ISKCON society, he is the first Shiksha Guru for each and everyone. Because most of us, we have come in contact with ISKCON by reading some books. How many of you have came in contact with ISKCON by reading books only? Makhan Chopra. And you must all be a devotee kids actually. By birth, you must have got a chance. But he is the first Shiksha Guru for each and every one of us. Regardless of our place, where we are born, where we have grown up, or where we are staying. He is the first one who actually giving us instructions about our spiritual life. And that's the principle that we have to understand in our society. Second thing is that elegance to ISKCON and Parampara. Third thing, respect for multiple authorities and senior Vaishnavas, and considered selection of Guru. Fifth one, faith in Guru's instruction. Sixth, commitment to vows and Srila Prabhupada's mission. Exemplary sadhana, conduct, balanced lifestyle, inquiry, humility and service, favorable association, inconclusivity and cooperation, and cultivation and propagation of holy name. See, whatever we do, being a member of this society, our act, our preaching, all that should be based on this principle. Because this is what we have to apply in our life, and those are our real values. Because society means it lives upon some principles and values. So these are the principles and values that we need to inculcate in our own life and try to preach about them. So being a disciple of any spiritual master in this particular institute means you should know these principles and values upon which this society is running. Because Gaudiya Vaishnava means simplicity, saralta. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say that Vaishnava means saral, he is a simple. There is no concoctions, there is no duplicity, and there is no diplomacy and as well as pretenders. Because those are the things really kills our devotional service. So once you understand these values and principles, then it becomes very easy for us to really understand what we are following in our life. And to approach our ultimate goal, which has very wonderfully explained by our predecessor acharyas, these are the principles and values that help us to attain that goal as early as possible. So this is the first lesson that has given in this manual, which clarifies us about the principles and values. Do you have any question regarding this, or any input, or any tika tipni? You can go ahead with that. You're welcome. If you don't have, then I will ask, then you have to answer. It will go like that then. Is that okay? Yes.
It's better that you ask, and whatever we have heard it, we have understood it, we'll try to answer.
Okay.
I am always asking a bunch of questions. I am relatively new, and this was the first time I am looking at this literature. So I look at these and I can see some places that I struggle, especially exemplary sadhana and balanced lifestyle. So sometimes I am finding that I have such a taste for devotional service that it is hard to put myself to bed at a proper time, which then falls in to the next day, causing it hard to get up at a proper time. Like this, it happens. I just become so consumed with liking to do service, I'll kind of burn the candle at both ends. And so I struggle with this. So what are some methods to improve that, to be more balanced?
See, first thing is that priority. You have to prioritize your activities, which are most essential. Generally, that's what we don't do, you know. Have you heard about SWOT analysis?
Mm-mm.
It is SWOT, strength, weaknesses, opportunity, and threats. It's meant for everyone. Generally, they teach all these things in MBA. so that people who are going to be the managers or CEOs, they should understand what are the strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats for us, for the business. But being a devotee, we need to analyze our own activities in these four parts, First, we have to analyze ourselves. What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? If you know your strength, so it helps you to come over your weaknesses. And you need to know your weaknesses. If you know these both things, then you can engage yourself in a particular task. And then if you know both these things, then if there are some opportunities, you will able to, whether to take that opportunity or not, you will be able to make the decision. And if there is an opportunity, that means it come along with some threats also. So whether you are strong enough to take care of that threats, so this self-analyzation or self-study is needed for that, to improve our sadhana. So that helps, because everyone has his own way of living, own way, own background that they have come from. So if you prioritize your activities, second thing, if you do SWOT analysis of yourself, then that helps you to render services, to perform your sadhana properly, and that takes care of everything. What do you say, Makhan Prabhu?
Perfect. That's the answer. You have to prioritize your activity. Something that is not needed now, give it up. What is your priority? Your priority should be Krishna consciousness as sadhana. That's the number one priority that you're thinking of. Everything that comes as a hindrance to that should be avoided.
Okay. Is that helpful for you?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Okay. Should we go for the next lesson? All we are on same page?
I am content, Prabhu.
Okay. So the lesson number 2, which speaks about Guru Tattva and Parampara. So in this lesson, we are going to cover 4 topics. First is Guru Tattva, then types of gurus. Third one is Guru Parampara system. And fourth, refuting the postmodernist Ritvik theory. That will come, because those are the things much more spreaded out throughout the internet. And everyone is, whether new or old, all they want to give their own comments regarding that. So let's see first what is Guru Tattva. That is most important thing. As per our Gaudiya system, and as we pray in our first prayer in the morning, that Sakshad Haritvena Samasta Shastra, spiritual master is considered as good as God. And in Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, it said, Guru Krishna Rupahana Shastrera Pramane, Guru Rupe Krishna Kripa Korena Bhaktagane. According to the deliberate opinion of the revealed scriptures, the spiritual master is non-different from Krishna. Lord Krishna, in the form of a spiritual master, delivers his devotees. The relationship of disciple with his spiritual master is as good as his relationship with the Supreme Lord. To make it more prominent, here they have quoted another evidence from 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, where their lordship has given instruction to Uddhava, which is considered as a Uddhava Gita. There, Lord says that Acharyam mam vijaniyam navamanyeta karhachit na marate buddhaya asuyet sarvadeva mayo guru. Here Lord himself is saying that one should know the Acharya as myself and never disrespect him in any way. One should not envy him, thinking him an ordinary man, for he is the representative of all the demigods. Sarva Deva Mayo Guru. The highest authority, he is saying that one should not envy spiritual master and one should not put him down in any regards. Sometimes we see that as we are neophyte and the modern education has made us actually a big fool. Sorry to say that, because I also have like a 2-3 so-called masters in education. But that makes us a fool. Nowadays, we think that I can buy education, you know. I'm paying fees and I'm getting my knowledge. But knowledge never comes like that. Especially the spiritual knowledge. It is received only by the mercy of spiritual master. See, in Mahabharata, when the real story starts, in the first chapter of Adi Parva itself, the first thing that I have established by Vyasadeva there is the importance of spiritual master to gain the spiritual knowledge. And you can get that knowledge by the mercy of spiritual master, not by your own endeavor. And there is a nice story of Aurvadhamya Rishi and his 3 disciples, Upamanyu, Aruni, and Ved. They were so submissive and they had such a wonderful desire to get a spiritual knowledge. So they approached Aurvadhamya Rishi. And he engaged these 3 disciples in different ways. Can you imagine you approach your spiritual master for gaining a spiritual knowledge and he tells you, take these cows and 1 bull, go to the forest, and when they turn into 1,000, you come back. How many of you will accept that spiritual master?
Oh, I don't know. I might like him a little bit.
So that Panchal Aruni, he just accepted that and he just went to the forest to take care of cows, you know. So after a week and so, his spiritual master called him and asked him, hey, you're looking quite healthy and strong. What do you eat? Because I have sent you in the forest and I never gave you food. So how do you maintain yourself? He says, I'm taking care of the cows, and in the afternoon when cows, they eat and take rest. So I go nearby villages and get the bhiksha, do the madhukari, beg, get the food, eat. And he says that you are a brahmachari. You're supposed to be, whatever you get, you should bring it to me. You're not meant to enjoy that, you know. So he said, okay. So from next day, he has to take care of the cows, go and beg, get the madhukari, bring it to his spiritual master. So he has increased his own task. In return, his Guru Maharaj, he never used to give him anything. He has to go back again. So another week and so, then again he called up Aruni and asked, hey, what's going on? How are you? Again, you are looking strong and stout. How you are maintaining yourself? He says that actually when cows, they feed their calves. After that, whatever milk is remaining, I drink that milk. Then his spiritual master said, if Actually, we have given that cows and calf to you so that those cows can feed these calves and make them strong. After that, if that milk is remaining, we would have got it to Gurukul. It's not for us, it's only meant for the calves. Because you serve so nicely, so these calves, they drink milk very little and they keep it for you. So you should not be doing that. He said, okay. Then that also left. So another week and so on, again he comes back and his spiritual master, how you are maintaining right now? He says, when those calves, they suck the udder, and while sucking that, the lot of foam comes of milk, and that foam is there on their mouth. So I generally lick that foam, milk foam, and I'm maintaining myself. And he said, you should not be doing that because these calves, they love you so much. So intentionally they are creating that much foam. They are not drinking that milk, you know. You should not be taking their part of a milk. So he said, okay, leave it. He left that also. Then after 7-8 days, he remembered, where is that Aruni? Let's go and see him. So they was wandering in the forest to find him out, but he was not seen. Then they started calling upon his name. And then all of a sudden they heard his very lean and thin voice somewhere from some covered cave. So they went there and they saw that Aruni is in that cave. So he asked, what happened, Aruni? He said, Gurudev, I don't know. I was so hungry and I ate some leaves and that made me blind. And I fell down in this well. Oh, then that Arvodhanya Muni, he was so powerful. He called upon Ashwini Kumaras. They came. And Ashwini Kumaras, he asked Ashwini Kumaras, give him eyes because he has become a blind. So Ashwini Kumaras, immediately they prepared one malpua with some herbs and everything. And they gave it to Aruni. Aruni said, I can't take this. I need to offer it to my spiritual master, and if he gives me, then I can take it. Then Aurodhamna Rishi says, okay, Aruni, don't worry, I have accepted them by just glancing, so now you can have it. So he ate that, and immediately he got back his eyesight. And when he got back his eyesight, his spiritual master asked him, what you are seeing here? He said, my spiritual master, I'm seeing very effulgent personalities standing with the folded hands in the sky. So, and what else? Actually, they are competing with each other. For what? He says, because they wanted to enter in my body. But who are they? He says, all those are Vedas, Shruti Mantras, Upanishads, all they are standing. They wanted to enter in my heart. So what do you desire? Which one you want first? He says, I want all of them. And Aurodhamna Rishi says, so be it. And his heart gets enlightened with all the Vedic knowledge, just by the mercy of his spiritual master. So that is the importance of spiritual master in our spiritual life. See, generally Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, all these three deities, Lord Brahma, he creates, Lord Vishnu, he maintains, Lord Shiva, he annihilates. Whatever duties they are doing, or whatever activities they are doing, that has end actually. Brahma creates because it gets destroyed, that's why. Lord Vishnu maintains because it is going to get created and going to get destroyed, that's why he maintains that. And Shiva, he destroys because it is again going to come into existence. So even their activity seems to be a half-baked, you know. But when spiritual master, we called him as a Guru Parabrahma. He is highest. Why? Because what he gives to us, he creates that knowledge in our heart. He maintains that knowledge, and that knowledge never gets destroyed. That's why spiritual master is so important for us in our life. And as says here that na marte buddhya, one should not consider spiritual master as a mortal living being, you know. Don't look upon him, oh, he is like a Indian, he may be a American, or he may be a European. Don't look at him like that. Otherwise, one will be doomed. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 15th chapter, text number 26, in the purport, Prabhupada says, it is recommended that one honor the spiritual master as being one and equal status with the Supreme Personality of a Godhead. Sakshad Haritvena Samasta Shastra. This is enjoined in every scripture. Acharya Mam Vijaniyat. One should consider the Acharya to be as good as the Supreme Personality of a Godhead. In spite of all these instructions, if one considers the spiritual master an ordinary human being, one is doomed. So sometimes we see, because of our fault-finding tendency, because whatever bad, our minds get immediately attracted to that. That's the nature of this material world. So sometimes we try to compare spiritual master with other personalities. Oh, he's not that elevated. Oh, he's very elevated. Huh? And we try to compare them, and sometimes we think that, oh, they are not liberated. But Prabhupada says, if Prabhupada, he quotes the Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He says that the statements of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur as good as scriptures because he is a liberated person. Generally, the spiritual master comes from the group of such eternal associates of the Lord. But anyone who follows the principle of such a ever liberated person is as good as one in the above mentioned group. A person who is liberated, Acharya and Guru cannot commit any mistake. But there are persons who are less qualified or not liberated, but still can act as Guru and Acharya by strictly following the disciplic succession. And then Prabhupada again says that if someone is following a pure devotee properly with all his capacities, he may not be a saint person, but if he is trying hard for that, then he is considered as a pure devotee only. So this is about the Guru Tattva. Any question about that, or any explanation do we need about that?
There's a verse in the Shvetashvatara Upanishad, 6:23. Yasya deve para bhaktir, yatha deve tatha gurau, tasyaita kathita anta prakashante mahatmana. One who has unflinching devotion for the Supreme Lord and is directed by the spiritual master, in whom he has similar unflinching faith, can see the Supreme Personality of Godhead by revelation. One cannot understand Krishna by mental preparation. So automatically, the secrets of all the Shastra is revealed to him, who has unflinching faith in the spiritual master and the Supreme Lord. So that's a quotation from Shvetashvatara Upanishad 6:20.
Thank you, bro. Yes, you have a question.
Yes, Prabhu. So we were talking that we should be finding pure devotee to be our spiritual master, but we did not discuss how to identify pure devotee.
Oh, we have not discussed how to identify pure devotee. That's a good question, actually. How to identify a pure devotee? It's based on the scriptures, because we don't know what are the qualities of pure devotee. But scriptures, they tells us about the wonderful qualities of pure devotees. And if you can find them in someone, because see, it's said that our first eternal spiritual master is Lord Himself, who resides in our heart. By seeing the sincere and very serious desire in your heart to get a spiritual master, Lord reveals you your own spiritual master. Who is that person? For that, you need a genuine desire, because being a Chaitya Guru, Lord is always residing in our heart, and He knows. And you must have seen sometimes or experienced in your life that there is something in your heart you wanted to ask someone, but you are not able to find that person. And all of a sudden, when you have really that strong desire, you may hear someone's lecture, or might be someone is talking to someone and he speaks about what exactly you needed, you know. Do you had any experience like that anytime?
I suppose sometimes, Prabhu, but I have so many questions and it is hard to find people to answer them nicely.
Oh, so sometimes what happens, you know, Lord, who is there in our heart, He knows how much you are serious about your own question. So according to that, He reveals answer also through someone. So it depends upon your surrender and your sincere desire. According to that, Lord reciprocates. Remember one shloka in Bhagavad Gita, 4.11. Ye yathamam prapadyante tam sateva bhajamya. He is a reciprocally respondent. The way you want to reciprocate to Him, He responds in the same way. If you are serious and sincere, you will get your answer. So everything depends upon our own desires, you know. So whenever you have an intense desire, now I'm serious about my spiritual life and I need a spiritual master. If you try to find him out, what do you know about that? You will find someone like what you are. So better leave it on the Lord and pray to Him. I'm serious and sincere. I need to be serious in my life. So I need some personal guide, that is spiritual master, who can show me the path.
What
And
if
by
they're-
seeing your strong desire, Lord shows you that person.
Okay, but what if Lord is showing, like,
Hmm.
what if Lord is giving, you are in the person's presence and you are having serious reaction, like, you know, you are crying or something like this is happening, and it is being revealed that this is person who can help you, but they are resisting Prabhu. What to do then?
You pray to the Lord. He is the one who is going to provide, you know. You might be thinking about that person, but Lord knows who is there for you. So it depends upon your sincerity. Yes, Makanchar, bro?
I don't know. There's a short story concerning this. What you said is about before the advent of Lord Ramchandra. Ravana, Kumbhakarna, and Suraparnaka and Vibhishan, three brothers and one sister, they were meditating on Lord Brahma, and Lord Brahma finally appeared in before them, and they all he wanted to give them boons. And then first was Ravana. He wanted to be unconquerable, and then could manage all directions and with 10 heads. So Brahma granted him. And then something like he mentioned all the different categories. Brahma said, I'm not immortal, so I cannot give you immortal. But he mentioned certain races that cannot kill him, but he neglected humans and monkeys. So eventually, that was Ravana's thing. And then Suraparnaka, as a lady, wants to be very beautiful, and she was a Rakshasi. That she wanted to assume beautiful form whenever she desires. So Brahma granted her wish that she can be, and the Kumbhakarna was going even more than Ravana. he wanted to say, as long as Lord Brahma lives, I will live that long. Was a nityatvam, means as long as Lord Brahma is living, I want to live. But Saraswati entered his mouth, the nityatvam became nidratvam. So he happened that the Brahma granted. Then Ravana said, "What are you asking?" And then finally they recommended, okay, 6 months sleeping, 6 months waking. That's why they came to a conclusion. And then Vibhishan was very intelligent. He said, "You say that you are not the supreme, and you don't, you're not immortal. Even you have to die one day. Then whoever is the supreme, I want to have answer. I want to have association with that person." So he got the association of Lord Ramchandra. So that's why we should be praying like Vibhishan. The whoever is his right spiritual master, I want to have his association. You go before the deities and you pray. That's why my answer. That's how you. That's how I got my spiritual master. I went to Calcutta temple, Radha Govinda temple, and I asked whoever, because there were many. There were some people over there that I happened to be one right person, and we are still sticking on to him.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Both of you.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else has any input or any question? I'm not with dumb and deaf people, I think. Am I?
I'm requesting everybody. I think we should know who is there in the class. Please turn your videos on so we can see that you're attending class. I keep my videos on, so you can also do that. Otherwise, we don't know whether you are attending class or not. So please keep your videos on, and then we can interact. Thank you. Thank you, Devangan.
Okay. So let's go for next topic, that is types of gurus. Here they have given two, Diksha Guru and Shiksha Guru. So Diksha Guru is one who gives instruction, personal instructions for you. Second, who initiates and officiates connection to Parampara. Third, gives spiritual name. Fourth, gives mantra, that is Mantra Guru. Fifth is accepts disciples' vows and removes disciples' sinful reaction at initiation. And Shiksha Guru, there are many, who gives you instructions and who connects you to Parampara informally. So there are no limits for Shiksha Gurus, there are many. But there is only one Diksha Guru. In Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, first chapter itself, which is considered as a Mangala Charan of Chaitanya Charitamrita, that says that Mantra Guru Arayata Shiksha Guru Gana Tahara Charana Age Kariya Vandana. I first offer my respectful obeisances at the lotus feet of my initiating spiritual master and all my instructing spiritual master. In the purport, Prabhupada says, a devotee must have only one initiating spiritual master because in the scriptures, acceptance of more than one is always forbidden. There is no limit, however, to the number of instructing spiritual masters one may accept. Generally, a spiritual master who constantly instructs a disciple in a spiritual science becomes his initiating spiritual master later on. As per our Siddhanta, both the initiating spiritual master and Shiksha Guru, the spiritual master who are instructing spiritual master, both are on the equal level and they are respected same. In the previous purport, like Chaitanya Chandra Adi Leela, 34th verse, in that purport, Prabhupada says, the Guru who first initiate one with the mantra or Mahamantra is to be known as the initiator. And the saints who gives instructions for progressive advancement in Krishna consciousness are called instructing spiritual masters. The initiating and instructing spiritual master are equal and identical manifestation of Krishna, although they have a different dealings. Shiksha Guru Brinda Kripa Koriya Apara Sadhake Shikhana Sadhanera Angasara. There's a nice book called as a Kalyana Kalpataru, where Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he says that I consider the numerous instructing spiritual master, that is Shiksha Guru, to be very important, for they show unlimitedly more mercy by training the neophyte devotees in all the essential aspects of a practical devotional service, that is sadhana bhakti. So who gives Diksha is our spiritual master or Diksha Guru. So what this word Diksha means? In Sanskrit, this word is Diksha. It's combining of two words. Or Di means Divya Jnana and Ksha means Kshapayati. Kshapayati means who explains or who destroys the Ajnana. So Diksha is the process by which you get the transcendental knowledge from your spiritual master or Divya Jnana. Again, this word is interpreted in other way also. Iksha. Iksha means to see. And Di means divine. By the process of initiation, you are able to see the divine supreme personality of the God. In one of the purport of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Prabhupada says there, actually, he has quoted it from the Hari Bhakti Vilas. And in Hari Bhakti Vilas, they got that verse from Vishnu Yamala. This particular verse, it shows the importance of taking initiation, why one has to take initiation. Adikshitasya vamuru kritam sarvam nirartakam pashuyonim avapnoti diksha virahito janaha. It clearly said here, unless one is initiated by a bona fide spiritual master, all his devotional service are useless. A person who is not properly initiated can descend again into the animal species of life. That's why one has to get initiation. Because we are not like sent by the Lord to this material world, to preach others. Even those people also they accept. Sometimes most of the neophyte people who join us, they generally say that, why we need initiation? We have to chant the holy name of Lord, that we can do it. No? Why we need spiritual master? Then they quote Meera. Meera never had any initiating spiritual master, but she was a great devotee. She was a born great devotee. We are not born great devotees. They were sent for some purpose, and we came to suffer here in this world. And for us to save us from the pathetic life that what we are living and degrading our consciousness, we need someone who can uplift us. And that's why this Vishnu Yamala says that Adikshitasya vamoru kritam sarva nirarthakam. The person who is not initiated, whatever sadhana, whatever spiritual practice he is doing, everything becomes nirarthaka, useless. And that person ultimately gets the Pashuyoni. That means he degrades his consciousness, and next birth is in lower species of life. And that's why one need to take initiation. Second thing is that by the process of initiation, connection between Krishna and a person cultivating Krishna consciousness is established. In Nectar of Devotion, in the introduction, Prabhupada writes down, the connection with the spiritual master is called initiation. From the date of initiation by the spiritual master, the connection between Krishna and a person cultivating Krishna consciousness is established. Without initiation by a bona fide spiritual master, the actual connection with Krishna consciousness is never performed. And that's why we need a spiritual master in our life. Then, especially back in India or any spiritual sect, we see that there are so many gurus. Whom to choose? Nowadays, self-proclaimed spiritual master and self-proclaimed gods, they are everywhere, you know. First they become yogi, then first they become Baba, then they become yogi, and then they become Bhagwan. On top of that, they will say, my disciple, they say me Bhagwan. I'm not Bhagwan. But they like to known as a Bhagwan, you know. And we have so many of them. Then whom to accept? So especially being in ISKCON, we should know that which parampara that we belong to. There are 4 as explained in Padma Purana: Shri, Brahma, Rudra, and Kumar. These are the 4 Vaishnava Sampradayas. And amongst them, we belong to Brahma Sampradaya. And we call our Sampradaya as Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. It is started from Brahmaji. Madhvacharya is the prominent Acharya in the age of Akali for our Sampradaya. And we are Gaudiyas. We follow the Gaudiya Vaishnavism, which is established by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Lord says in Bhagavad Gita that if you want to accept someone as a spiritual master, then he should be in the parampara. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshyavi. Lord says that this knowledge should be taken in disciplic succession. So, this parampara system is very important. The Guru does not accept respect from his disciples for his personal self, but conveys this respect to Krishna. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita that knowledge of Krishna is receiving through parampara. The disciplic succession, evam parampara praptam, the Guru offers the same respect of his Guru, and his Guru offers respect to his, and so it goes all the way to Krishna. Thus the mercy of Krishna comes down through the parampara system, and the respect offered to Krishna is offered up through the parampara system. One has to learn to approach the Supreme Personality of a Godhead in this way. Then question might come in the mind, okay, if that's so, then let me accept Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur as my spiritual master. He is in parampara. Is that okay? Can we do that?
The literature says it's not possible, Prabhu.
Okay.
Not appropriate.
Not appropriate. That's a good word. Devang, what do you think? Can you unmute?
Yeah. The same thing as Margie told,
What she told?
not appropriate.
Not appropriate. Radhika and Manjari, what is the proper way then? Are you there? Don't shy. What's the proper way?
You have to unmute, mute.
Sorry, we don't know.
Oh, you don't know. Where were you?
That is why it was recommended that before coming to the class, you should read the manual, and then it will be easy for you to understand the class. So I guess none of you have read the book, or at least glanced to the book. You should have, if you read that through the back, you will know the answer. Thank you.
I just explained. Radhika and Manjari, are you there? Okay. I just explained the proper way to accept the spiritual knowledge through parampara. Even though, like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he is in our parampara, but is he present there in front of us? Can we get direct instruction from him? See, anything that we do, especially in our sampradaya, we consider three things. One is Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. If you want to do any activity, we think about that, oh, is that instructed by my spiritual master? Is it there in the, is that followed by some sadhu? Or as it is according to the scripture or not? And then we follow that thing. For us to get the spiritual knowledge, what we need a personal instruction. And that's why we need a living spiritual master who can instruct us. Because whatever he is going to instruct us, it is already there in the scripture and followed by sadhus also. All instructions are there. But what is there specifically for me, that is given by your own spiritual master. And that's why we need a living, current link of spiritual master. In India, generally, if you go any common people's house, if you ask them, where is your spiritual master, they will point you toward the wall. They are having a big photo. And if you ask them, who is he? He's our Khandan Guru, you know. He's our spiritual master for our whole family. Where is he? He was there 200 years back. But we accept him as our spiritual master. They want spiritual master, but in a frame, not in a life. Being in a parampara, in authentic, authorized parampara, we need a proper link to establish with the previous acharyas. We need a present link for that. And that's why there is a need of having a spiritual master who is living right now. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd canto, chapter 9, in the purport of verse number 7, Prabhupada says, the message of Srimad Bhagavatam is coming down by disciplic succession. And in order to receive the real message of Srimad Bhagavatam, one should approach the current link or a spiritual master in the chain of a disciplic succession. Now you got it? Radhika and Manjari? Are you able to understand that? Okay. Anyone has any doubt or needs any clarification on this particular point? Shiksha and Diksha Guru.
I have something to say just for the kids to understand easily in a simple word. Radhika and Manjari and Devangan and Jishnu and everything. The Diksha is actually a spiritual contract between the disciple and the Guru. The Guru tells you, you follow my instructions, and a disciple agrees to follow, and the Guru agrees that he will take him back to Godhead. That's a contract. But if you accept Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur as your Guru, you don't know whether he has accepted you as his disciple. You don't know that. But when we know the living person who is there as a Guru, then I know Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, he's a part of the parampara. He has also accepted it through the parampara. That way we know that. But if we go directly to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and accept him as a spiritual master, we don't know whether he has accepted me as his disciple or not.
Thank you, Prabhu. It was nice. Most important thing that, as explained by Sanatana Goswami Pad, that one should accept a Vaishnava spiritual master. So being in ISKCON, definitely we are going to accept a Vaishnava only as a spiritual master. But why? That need to be understood. Sometimes whatever nowadays, if you want to hear something, oh, like Janmashtami is coming, so you want to hear about Krishna Katha. You go on YouTube and you find so many Bhagavad Kathakars are there, you know. And they are very professional, they sing very nicely, they do all the gesture, and their explanation is so mind-blowing. But does that really help us to progress in spiritual life? I'm quite surprised by seeing there are so many Mayavadis, they have become Bhagavad Kathakar now. Actually, Mayavadis, they don't have any adhikara to speak about the Lord's Leela because they don't accept him as a person. If you don't accept him as a person, then how you can discuss about his activities? And they are the biggest one who are having like millions of viewers for their kathas. So you can understand the millions of people, they don't know really from whom to hear about the Lord. Sanatana Goswami Pad says, Avaishnava mukhadgiram puta hari kathamratam. Shravanam naiva kartavyam sarpochishta yathapaya. Never listen from any Vaishnava Kathakar or anyone who is a Vaishnava, who is not a Vaishnava. Because even though Hari Katha is puta, means purifying, but still it is touched by the serpent. So it will give you a poisonous effect. It will spoil your consciousness. Because they speak about Krishna Katha, but their purports are, they wanted to merge in the existence of a Lord, which is totally not acceptable by the Vaishnavas. What to speak of a Sayujya or Kaivalya? Vaishnavas never, even a real Vaishnava never wants to go back home, back to God anymore. He says that, oh my Lord, just put me anywhere. Like Maharaj Kulashekar, Diviva, Bhuviva, Mamapi Vaso, Swarga, Swarge, Swarge Shuvan, Rakanta Prakamam. Oh my Lord, you put me anywhere in this universe. But make sure that I should remember you always. That's most important thing. And even Lord himself says, Salokya, Samipya, Sashti, Sayujya, Deyamanam na grinanti mat sevaya vina. Lord Kapila, when he explains about devotional service to his mother Devahuti, he tells her that even I try to give them liberations. They don't want that. Why? Because they want service to me. So the real goal of Vaishnava to glorify their lordship and take everyone in his service and to promote about the service of the Lord rather than becoming Lord. The Mayavadis and so-called Kathakas nowadays, they try to preach people about how one can become God, how one can become one with the God. And they always try to compare their pastimes with the Lord's pastime. That's why it's not good to hear anything from a Vaishnava, the person who is not Vaishnava. So definitely when you accept spiritual master, first most important thing for us to get proper instructions from him. Follow his instruction. Try to imbibe them in our life. And if you have a really good consciousness and has a sincere desire, then Lord sends you a proper spiritual master who can show you as per your conditioning, who can guide you and who can put you on the proper path. Sometimes what happens, now I'm going to the next topic, that is Ritvik philosophy. They says that after Prabhupada, there is no one. So is that a part of Prabhupada's failure, that he was not able to create someone who can take forward this parampara? That's what they wanted to establish actually, indirectly. Because Prabhupada, at many places he has said that I want to see my disciples become a bona fide spiritual master. His letter to Tushta Krishna, Prabhupada writes, I want to see my disciples become bona fide spiritual master and spread Krishna consciousness very widely. That will make me and Krishna very happy. Keep trained up very rigidly, and then you are bona fide guru. And you can accept disciples on the same principles. But as a matter of etiquette, it is the custom that during the lifetime of spiritual master, you bring the prospective disciple to him, and in his absence or disappearance, you can accept disciples without any limitations. This is the law of disciplic succession. So very crystal clear Prabhupada has given this statement. So there is no any ambiguity or confusion regarding present spiritual masters in ISKCON. There are some so-called devotees are there who are propagating about this Ritvik philosophy. But if you know and if you really read Prabhupada books properly, then you will understand the mood and the mission with which Prabhupada has started this institute. In another letter to Madhusudan, Prabhupada writes that anyone following the order of Chaitanya under the guidance of his bona fide representative can become a spiritual master. And I wish that in my absence, all my disciples become the bona fide spiritual master to spread Krishna consciousness throughout the world. So these are few things that can really gives us understanding about Prabhupada's mood, about propagating the Krishna consciousness, and after him, how we should accept his bona fide disciples as next initiating spiritual masters. So they have given a few points that we can understand about. First thing is that there is no example of one taking Diksha from one's Param Guru in any of the bona fide Vaishnava Sampradaya. If you see Madhva Sampradaya, if you see Rudra Sampradaya, which is known as a Vallabhacharya Sampradaya right now, and Kumar Sampradaya, there is no evidence about that someone had jumped and taken an initiation from his Param Guru. As these Ritviks, they are doing it now. They sit in front of Prabhupada, ask someone to give mantra, and they say, henceforth you are Prabhupada disciple. The real essence of accepting living spiritual master to get a personal instructions, because general instructions Prabhupada has given already for everyone in Srimad Bhagavatam. But we need a personal instructions which are meant for me according to my anarthas. What are the things I need to work upon? And for that, I need a present spiritual master who can guide me for that. The second thing is that there is no Shastric evidence indicating that one may take Diksha from one's Param Guru. In Gaudiya Vaishnava Abhidhan, Khanda 3, there is one incident that someone, his name was Jai Gopal, he started claiming himself as a disciple of Lord Nityananda. But Nityananda Prabhu already, he wind up his pastimes. And Nityananda Prabhu's son, Veerbhadra Goswami, was a present Acharya that time. So, not accepting him, but he said that he is a disciple of Nityananda Prabhu. For that person, Veerbhadra Goswami, in his letter to Srinivas Acharya, because Srinivas Acharya was a prominent Acharya after Shadu Goswamis, because he brought the first Sankirtan, book Sankirtan party from Vrindavan to Odisha. So Srinivas Acharya, so Veerbhadra Goswami wrote down to him, and he said that this person, Jai Gopal, he should be ostracized because he is just jumping upon the previous acharyas by ridiculing and offending the present one. Then the next one, the argument that there are no qualified Diksha Guru amongst Prabhupada disciples indicates that Prabhupada's teachings have not proven effective. So what would be the use of becoming Prabhupada's Diksha disciple through the Ritvik priest anyway? If you think that no one is there in the present, that means there's a lack of effectiveness in Prabhupada teachings. And that's why you're not able to find any qualified person right now. If not there, then why you are accepting Prabhupada as a spiritual master? That's the counter argument that you can put for them. Ritvik theory implies that only exceptionally empowered acharyas can become guru, which is not supported in the Shastra nor in Vaishnava tradition. See, if we open up our Bhagavad Gita introduction itself, there is a list of acharyas has given. Not the all, only a prominent acharyas. That does not mean that the in-between acharyas are not gurus. They are, but we got the prominent one. Unless and until, like Baldev Vidyabhushan Thakur, he is not a direct disciple of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. He was from Odisha and he was Pakka Madhvite. But when he came to Vrindavan and studied properly the Gaudiya Siddhanta, then he accepted the Gaudiya Siddhanta. And then he accepted Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur as his Shiksha Guru. And in our parampara, we see that after Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, we consider Baldev Vidyabhushan. But they are not like the direct disciples of each other. They have a connection as a Shiksha Gurus. So in our Vaishnava tradition, it's not that only a prominent acharyas are Guru. There is a Guru Parampara, and there is this disciplic succession is there. Then the next thing is that Ritvik theory functions by undermining the natural development of faith in living Vaishnavas, which is an essential aspect of bhakti. If you don't accept the present advanced devotees and you wanted to jump upon previous men, that means you are not believing in the principle of our own philosophy. A Ritvik Guru gives advice, however, he does not formally accepts the responsibility of delivering the disciple as a bona fide Diksha Guru does. So these are few arguments that we can, counter argument that we can put it for Ritviks. But I don't think so that is more important for us to know, as we have a faith in Guru Parampara, and that's why we are doing this course. If it would have been the Ritvik intentions, we would have not come for this course. Is that true?
We also need to protect ourselves from that theory. If the new devotees come in contact with that kind of theory, it may create a confusion. But if you know the answer, then the confusion is not there.
So any question regarding this?
Prabhu, I see Kara Mataji's hand raised. Prabhu, are you in a gallery view? Are you able to see everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see that she raised her hand.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. That's how you can raise hands, and Prabhu, you will be able to see them also.
Yes.
Now I lowered it. Yes.
Right. Hare Krishna Prabhu. It seems I will be your interactive student. So I have a couple of questions. So first, I want to make sure I'm understanding correctly, because I haven't been exposed so much to the Ritvik philosophy, and you just piled a bunch of that, on me. So, so I am. So the big difference that is important is that we are accepting spiritual master who is present. And I know there are children here, so I shy away from asking some other questions that I'm really curious about, but I'll reserve those. And you said you will give your number. I will ask you privately.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically the concept is that it's like a contract in the way that we are practicing different from Ritvik. We are making contract with the living person that we will practice nicely and they will take us to spiritual world. This is contract that we will make with pure devotee, although I'm still not sure how we identify pure devotee other than Krishna will kind of present someone who can answer our questions. So in the Ritvik philosophy, they are having so many arguments that there are no qualified Prabhupada disciples, but they still want to be initiated by Prabhupada, but they cannot make this contract with him because, like many of the other acharyas, he has already left their body. Is it correct, Prabhu? Am I understanding the difference, like the important difference?
Yeah, that's the most important thing.
Okay. And then I was glancing over this little bit here. It says, don't try to approach Krishna directly, jump over, that's useless. So like that little bit there. Okay, so like I'm understanding that, of course, in the same mood, right? We approach the living person and then through them, they can approach the other people. But I just find a little confusing here, this last sentence. It's saying, that unless you receive knowledge through the steps, through the parampara symptoms, we should approach Krishna through these steps. So what does it mean that is unless as you receive knowledge through the steps? Like it's saying don't approach Krishna unless, and then I don't really understand the unless part. Can you explain the unless part?
See, most important thing is we are not qualified yet to seek Krishna directly. If I ask you go outside at 12 o'clock and look at the sun, are you able to see the sun with bare eyes, without any goggles?
I mean, I have looked, Prabhu. I mean, yes, you can, but it is very not like you can see it if you look through a telescope, you know, like a picture that is taken with a perspective view.
So to see things in this world, you need some media, you know, like right now also I am seeing all of you. I'm not seeing you directly, I'm seeing you through some media. So same way in the spiritual life also, you can't just directly approach Krishna. And even you approach also, unless and until you know his glory, you're not able to understand him. Like Duryodhana, he has seen Krishna in front of him, but he never became a devotee. He had a desire to feed him. Krishna never ate from him. Rather than he went to the Vidura. Why? Because Vidura was a devotee of the Lord. So Krishna is like, ye yatha mam prapadyante. He is reciprocally respondent. And here if you read, one of quotation is there that the more you become the lower position, then more you are advanced. This is called parampara system. In the Adi Puran, Lord says that who claims that he is my devotee, he is not my devotee. But who claims that he is the servant of my devotee, he is my devotee. Even someone directly approaches Lord, Lord never accepts him. He says better that you come through someone. And that makes a lot of difference actually. Because we really do not know the greatness of the Lord. And that greatness, as per our capacity, the parampara makes us understand how great God is. In America, they say that God is great, but how great he is, they don't know. And to know that, you should know who knew his greatness. And those are like devotees of the Lord. So if you approach devotees, like I will give you another example. Like a lotus flower has its own scent, fragrance, you know. But lotus flower does not know what fragrance he has. But bumblebees, they know the fragrance of the lotus flower. And they can make others also understand that fragrance. So same way, if you try to approach Lord directly, it becomes very difficult in which particular aspect that you are looking for him. But if you go through the parampara system, then according to your development of consciousness, they will feed you that sort of a knowledge. And gradually they will elevate you so that you can see the Lord directly with a proper understanding. Are you able to get it, what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand, Prabhu. I understand what it is you're saying.
Okay. So any questions, any comments?
Prabhu, it's like 1.5 hours now. If you want to, we can take like a 5-minute or 10-minute break and then get back.
Yes, that will be good idea.
So, okay. So I think we can take 5-10 minutes break. And if anybody has any question, I don't know if Prabhu also wants to take a break or else, can continue.
I will continue.
I have a question that most of the kids will come across, especially in ISKCON. We see some of the people who are spiritual masters fell short in their commitment. And that's how the Ritvikism came about. I've been here from the beginning, how Ritvikism started and when it started, and then how it has taken up a very strong group of ISKCON devotees in that group. And we'll come across with them in New Taliban. There are and all over America. There are those people you come across. Especially, what should a person do when the spiritual master is no longer acting as spiritual master? That will come across. I think a lot of us will have that questions. And Govinda Bhakta Prabhu, we have answers for that?
Like they were previous gurus and right now they are not gurus.
Yeah.
You will find many more everywhere, you know. Not in our society even, in every society of spirituality, they are there. Because everyone has his own conditioning. But we should respect them. Respectfully, keep distance. That's what helped us. And that's what helped me, because I stayed in Vrindavan more than 2 decades actually. So we have met so many of them. But still they are continuing their Krishna consciousness. So we should respect them, not to offend them. But don't get taken away by them, you know, with their thoughts, with their, as Rupa Goswami says, that whichever is favorable for your devotional service, accept that. Which is unfavorable, just reject and move on.
Well, I have appropriate answer was given to me by Atma Tattva Prabhu. You know Atma Tattva Prabhu?
Yeah.
He's my Shiksha Guru. He made me a devotee actually. And then he introduced me to Jayapataka Maharaj.
Okay.
That's how we were there. So he was South Indian. I'm also by several generations of South Indian. That he used to come to my house. So when I'm just mentioning the names, first thing happened was when Bhavananda Maharaj was no longer acting as Guru. I was very much devastated. I had so much respect for him. Although I did not take initiation from him, but I had respect for him and he spent a lot of time with me. Then I asked that he has so many disciples. What will happen to them? Then Atma Tattva Prabhu gave me a very good answer. He says, just like when when a disciple falls down, the spiritual master waits for the disciples to come back. Similarly, when the Guru fell short from his commitment, the disciple should wait for the Guru to come back. Because the relationship between Guru and disciple is eternal, is not just in this lifetime. It's life after life, even in the spiritual world. The difference between Guru-disciple relationship here and in the spiritual world is that here the Guru is perfect, disciple is not. But there in the spiritual world, both Guru and disciple are perfect. But the relationship as Guru-disciple continues even in the spiritual world. That's what he told me. And I was very much impressed. And I really thought that, yeah, that's the right way to think about it. That the disciples should wait for the spiritual master to come back. Because this fall down is not eternal, it's temporary. Okay. So, yeah. That way I was very much, so I'm answering that question to all the new devotees who will be taking initiation. It may happen, it may not happen. We will be something very sure because of our own sins. The spiritual master is not able to take so much burden. So he may fall short from his commitments, but that is also temporary because there's a reason why he's a spiritual master. He has been chosen as a spiritual master.
See, while accepting spiritual master also, one has to see few things, you know. Because as Rupa Goswami, he says in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu that Guru should accept that many disciples which he can care about. If he has many disciples, then he will fall short for all that. And it will create a problem for that disciple's spiritual life also. For the disciple, what is most important thing that they should understand Guru as a tattva, not as a person. If you accept as a person, then there is always misunderstanding, and that is going on for decades actually. Then they try to compare with this person to that person. But if you consider Guru as a tattva, tattva is eternal. And that manifests from different personalities, According to your need, Lord provides you that. So, like, I have seen one devotee in Vrindavan. He took first initiation from Kirtananda Swami, doomed. Then he took initiation from Jayatirtha, gone. Then he took initiation from Harikesh Maharaj, gone. Then lastly, he came and stayed in Radhakund. He said, enough of that, let me chant 16 round what Prabhupada said, let me follow that. So it's a tattva that you need to understand. If you understand the Guru tattva, then you will not jump upon anything. I have seen one devotee who was the disciple of Bhaktipad. And still he is continuing. He is writing, he is translating Prabhupada books. And once while having conversation with him, I asked him, what is your understanding particularly about this? Because sometimes they ask, okay, now he's not there, so you can take re-initiation. Because most of us, we have taken re-initiation, got re-initiated. Then he said, see, for me, he's a guru, and he will be an eternally guru. Because he is the one who saved me from my condition. Because he has not maintained his standard, whatever he committed to his spiritual master. So for that, I can't give him up from my spiritual life, because he's the one who has showed me the path. And he's still continuing. Gopal knows him, our Bhagwan Bro. Almost like a 50 years, or he joined ISKCON when Prabhupada just left. And still he's continuing, He was the first one who printed this Bhagavad Darshan in Hindi. He used to do all that proofreading, typing, everything. He had translated all that Prabhupada books in Marathi. And he's continuing his service wonderfully. He's inspiring so many devotees. So we need to have a proper understanding about Guru Tattva. Rather than the person, you should know it as a Tattva. That's why the first topic that they have discussed here is Guru Tattva. Any question?
Okay, so I think we can all come back from the break, and I know you just went on with the question. Prabhu, you didn't need a break. You wanted to take a break or anything, Prabhu? 5 minutes?
Not now. I will take it at 4 o'clock because I need to open a temple.
Okay. Okay, so,
Another
so
20.
you can continue.
Yeah, we
you
can.
continue.
How many of you have this manual with you right now? Okay.
I have put it in the chat as well. If somebody doesn't have, I'm going to put it again.
Can somebody read from page number 18? For all of us?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I can read.
Yeah, please.
They are not many, they are one Guru Tattva. Is that the right page, Prabhu?
Yeah, that one. Can you turn on your video? Let them see who is reading. Okay.
Okay, this number 18. They are not many. They are one Guru Tattva. The Guru is offered first the respectful prayers, Vande Guru, and Guru Bahuvachana, plural number, that many Gurus. But they are not many. They are one Guru Tattva. Lecture Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 1.1 Mayapur, March 25, 1975.
So this is what the proper understanding, you know, being in the society, big like a ISKCON, there are many spiritual masters. So if you want to have a unity, then you need to have this proper understanding. There are many spiritual masters, but they are not different. They are same Guru Tattva, which is revealed as per the conditioning of that particular soul. But in Tattva, in principle, all they are same. Can somebody read the next one? Devang?
Two kinds of instructing spiritual masters. Shiksha Guru ke ta jani Krishna Krishnare Swarupa Antarayami Bhakta Shreta. A Dui Rupa. There are two kinds of instructing spiritual masters. One is liberated, personally, fully absorbed in meditation and devotional service, and the other is he who invokes the disciples' spiritual consciousness by means of relevant instruction. Do I continue?
Yeah, go ahead. Did you understand this, what you read?
Yeah.
What it means?
It means that there are two kinds of instructing. Wait, sorry. Yeah, there are two kinds of instructing spiritual masters. So, like, wait. So one is like which is fully absorbed in meditation and devotional service, and the other is who, like, invokes the spiritual disciples' spiritual consciousness by instructing them.
In other terminology, they are called as a Bhajananandis and Goshtyanandis. Bhajananandis are who are absorbed in meditation and devotional service. And Goshtyanandis are those, they have relished that one and they wanted to distribute it. So they go further and they instruct about that. So those are like two categories of Shiksha Gurus. Yeah, Jishnu, can you read the next one?
Hi, Vishnu, everyone. Diksha purifies one's previous sinful reactions. Diksha kale bhakta kare atma shamparan. She kale Krishna tare kare atma sham. At the time of initiation, when a devotee fully surrenders unto the service of the Lord, Krishna accepts him to be as good as himself. She deha kare tara chidananda maya. Aprakrita dehe tara charana bhajaya. When the devotee's body is thus transformed into spiritual existence, the devotee in that transcendental body renders service to the lotus feet of the Lord.
So what you understood from this? What you read is very important for all of us, whether we are initiated or we are going to take initiation. The process, what happens exactly at that time, that has explained here by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Go ahead, tell us.
When it says that when the devotee is fully surrendered in the service of Krishna, and that is like not different from Krishna himself. And when the body is transformed into spiritual existence, like in that way, that person is serving the Lord.
Who has understood this? Yeah, Gopal, go ahead.
Yes, Prabhu. In this, it is saying at the time of initiation. So here they are talking about two time period. One is before initiation, and we are concerned with what happens at initiation. So at the time of initiation, when a devotee fully surrenders unto the service of the Lord, then Krishna accepts him as good as himself. That means Krishna purifies him, or that initiation process, he is purified in that process. So whatever previous activities, sinful activities, and other things that were there is considered, is taken away by Lord in one understanding here. And then what happens is Shei Deha Koretar Chidanandamoy. So Lord Krishna is also Satchidananda. We are also eternally Satchidananda. But because we are in touch with Maya, we are covered. But then by Krishna's mercy, at the time of Diksha, our body also, or our existence also becomes, we are transformed into spiritual existence, and therefore we can start rendering service to the lotus feet of the Lord.
Very good. Actually, that's what the proper understanding about. As Lord says here, Diksha Kale Bhakta Kare Atma Samarpan. When you really surrender yourself at the time of Diksha, then what happens? As Lord is Sattvam Vishuddha Sattvam Vasudeva Shabditam. He is a purest, you know. So when you come in contact with that pure personality, you become pure. So Diksha is the process which purifies you. And what happens? As Prabhupada says that, at the time of initiation, the spiritual master takes away all his sinful reactions, whatever sins he has done up till now. He burns them all. And that gives you a new birth. Chidanandamaya Swarupa. You get your own transcendental form. And that's why it is an initiation. It is the beginning of your spiritual right now. Because you got the new body and new life itself. Aprakrita dehetara charana bhajay. If you render devotional service with this body to the Lordship, he makes you aprakrita. He makes you transcendental. So Diksha is the process by which one can become transcendental. Who wants to read next? Diksha and Shiksha Guru. Who is this? Shama Sundar Das. Is he there? Okay, Karamataji, you can read for us. Can you unmute?
Sorry. We're at Diksha and Shiksha Guru. Is that correct,
Yeah.
Prabhu?
Yeah.
The spiritual master who initiates according to the regulations of the sastras is called the Diksha Guru, and the spiritual master who gives instructions for elevation is called the Siksha Guru. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Maria
Madhya
Lila. Now, can you tell me, Prabhu, because I'm not familiar, is this 8th canto, 128th verse?
That's Madhya Lila,
chapter?
chapter 8 and text number 120.
I'm very poor with Sanskrit. Can
Or that I will take care of that.
Okay.
Diksha Purasharya Vidya Apeksha na kare, Jivha Sparshe Achandala Sabara Uddhare.
one does not have to undergo initiation or execute the activities required before initiation. One simply has to vibrate the holy name with his lips. Thus, even a man in the lowest class, Kandala, can be delivered. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Shatyara Khan, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya, chapter 15, verse 108. The spiritual master accepts the sinful activities.
Wait. Makhanchal bro, can you explain this one?
Oh, unmute. Unmute.
No, he's reading for himself first.
Yeah, hold on. The spiritual master who initiates according to the regulations of the Shastra is called the Diksha Guru. And the spiritual master who initiates instruction or elevation is called Shiksha Guru. That was understood. I think everybody knows about that. But one does not have to undergo initiation or execute the activities required before initiation. One simply has to vibrate the holy name of with his lips. Thus, even a man in the lowest class, Chandala, can be delivered. This is actually is given to Satyaraj Khan. I think this is a sarcastic way of presenting Krishna consciousness. Mahaprabhu, is that right? What he's saying?
See, there are two things actually. To chant a mantra, you need a diksha.
Yeah.
But to chant a holy name, you don't need anything. Because Lord's holy name is always pure, you know. So at any, before the initiation also you can chant, after initiation also you can chant. For chanting the holy name of the Lordship does not need any formalities. That's what Mahaprabhu is emphasizing. He is glorifying the capacity of the holy name. For other mantras like that we chant for worshipping the Lordship, deity worship and other, those mantras, they need this process of initiation. But
actually, I think on this regard also, my spiritual master, he instructed one thing, that at the time of initiation, you can chant Hare Krishna and be blessed, and we go, why do you need a spiritual master? That was the reason before taking initiation. He wanted to confirm why you want to take initiation from me. I think, and he also showed us that because while chanting Hare Krishna, it's just like pouring water on the Bhakti Lata. But and chanting is like pouring water. But besides that, the weeds also gets powerful around it. So you have to protect the devotional creeper. That's why you need to have a spiritual master who can actually discriminate which is a weed and which is the spiritual master. You can actually uproot the weeds, and that's why you need a spiritual master.
Yeah, that's true. And because he is the one who actually takes all your sinful reactions. And that's what the next point that they have given here. The spiritual master accepts the sinful activities of his disciples. The spiritual master accepts the sinful activities of his disciple from the first initiation. I may give initiation very easily, but what can I do? I'm prepared to go to hell for the service of the Lord. So that's what Prabhupada says. I'm ready to give initiation and taking all your sins. I'm ready to go to hell to serve their Lordship, you know. So that's how the commitment is there. The spiritual master, he commits to you and you have to commit to him also. Like somebody, he took initiation and next day morning he was gone, you know. Then they came to Prabhupada and they said, Prabhupada, he took yesterday initiation and today he has gone. What to do? Prabhupada said he never accepted that. He took it, but he never accepted it. Someone may take initiation, but real acceptance is not there. Real acceptance means taking the instructions as a life and soul. Who would like to read? Brinda? Eternal bond begins.
Eternal bond begins from the first day he hears. Regarding your questions, second initiation is real initiation. First initiation is the preliminary is the preliminary, just to make him prepared. Just like primary and secondary education, the first initiation gives him chance to become purified. And when he is actually purified, then he is recognized as a Brahmana, and that means real initiation. The eternal bond between disciple and spiritual master begins from the first day he hears. Just like my spiritual master, in 1922, he said in our first meeting, "You are educated boys, why don't you preach this cult?" That was the beginning. Now it is coming to fact. Therefore, the relationship began from that day.
So is that clear about first and second initiation?
Yes.
Very good. Thank you for reminding me actually. I also forgot. So I get reminded about that. First of all, you become devotee of my devotees. Das, dasanudasa. We cannot jump over to Krishna. That is another nonsense. We must approach Krishna through Guru. That is Parampara system. Krishna is not so cheap thing that you can jump over. Somebody says, oh, why I shall accept Guru? I can approach Krishna directly. No, Krishna does not accept such. Mad bhaktaha puja abhitikaha. Krishna says that first of all, you become my devotee of my devotee. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Gopir bhartur padakamalayur dasa dasa anu dasaha. I am the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna. So this is what? Where is Kana Mataji?
I'm here.
You got it? That's what we were discussing previously. The same topic Prabhupada has covered it here.
Yes, Prabhu, I know some of us here are taking a Jaiva Dharma class.
My
and-
goodness, all of you are doing PhD.
Yeah, some of us here are taking this class. And so
Who
because
is your
of that,
facilitator?
Prangovinda Prabhu.
Okay.
And I am having so many questions, but some of the questions I am posing here are premised upon some of these things I am learning. And so still I have so many questions. You can see constantly my hand is going up, but I understand that there are many other people here are not taking that class, and I don't want to distract from your program. So I will try to contain myself.
Yes.
Govinda Bhakta Prabhu, I have a suggestion. I think the attention span of some of the kids are not very long. Give them a break.
Yeah, 40 minutes, you know?
Not 40 minutes. 10
No.
minutes.
Attention span is 40 minutes, not more
Yeah.
than that. Okay, they can have a break
If
now.
5 minutes break, that's good enough.
Yeah.
Or
10
Prabhu,
minutes.
maybe
Because
we
I
can
need
finish.
to open the temple. It's 4 o'clock right now for me here.
Okay. Okay, okay, Prabhu, because,
Then I
okay.
will be back.
Okay, so
Thank you.
we'll take a 5-10 minutes break here. At 5:10, I will request everybody to please come back. Hare Krishna.
Are you staying, Prabhu Makanchar?
Yeah, I'm going to. Yeah, I'm also doing something. I'll just take a break. If you want to be around, that's fine. With the camera on, that's why everybody will know you are here.
Okay, Prabhu.
Prabhu Vandeham Sri Guru Sri
You playing that guitar? Who's
Yes,
playing?
just it's around 6-7 minutes. Then this will end. Then class will come. Okay.
Sri Rupam Raghjatam Ragana Raghunathan Tam Sadivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahana Lalita Akanitam Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Bhajati Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Yadvaita Gadadha Vivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Bhajati Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
It's 6:10 now, 5:10 now. Everybody should come back. All the students need to come back. Govinda Bhakta Prabhu, I have a question about this course.
Oh, go ahead.
I think it's a 2 days is a too short time to cover 4 units. Do you think you can spare some more time to do this?
I can.
I'm recommending 1 unit per day.
1 unit per day. Already we have done 2.
No, I think we haven't reached the second unit yet.
Oh, we did the second lesson actually.
Yeah, we did the lesson,
Yeah.
but we have not reached the units. The 91 pages, the total. And then plus the devotees need to assimilate, learn on their own also. And if they have the questions, then we can come up with the time, the two. That's the time. And also if we are going some interactive way, that gives up more time to discuss 1 unit in 1 day. Otherwise, we do a crash course, 2 units in 1 day. I think most of the things will go above the head, knowing the students here going through what they will. Some of them are they have been born into Krishna consciousness, but not everybody has gone through Srila Prabhupada's books in so much details. So some of them have. Binda has studied a lot. I don't know about Devangan. He just moved from Mayapur to New Orleans. Ankara is still learning it. Jishnu still on a learning platform. And Ganga, they're not even Radhika, Manjari, I don't know. They have studied any books, and they have studied some small books. I think they have heard the lectures, but they Radhika and Manjari, they were in the Sunday school, and Gopal Radhe was conducting Sunday school with them. So Rico Eli, I think he still needs to understand. So knowing in my student audience, I think you need to give some more time to them.
Okay, that's good. Thank you for such a wonderful input.
So my suggestion, do you want to do one after another 4 days, or you want to do break 1 and 1 day? How do you want to do?
What kids want, it depends upon them.
Actually, I think this is the last week they have school off. Next week onwards, many of their schools might start from the first week of August. So if possible, Prabhu, according to your time, and if everybody is fine with it, today is Wednesday, so we can do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, or else at least Thursday and Friday, if not Saturday. I don't know, Prabhu, how's your schedule?
Yeah, I can do up to Saturday. I don't have any other things because my programs are generally at late evenings. So this is
okay. This is what I suggest. We go Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, complete all lessons.
Okay.
Then they give them 1 week time to study the guidebook and prepare for the exam on the following weekend.
I think, Prabhu, we were doing in such a way, as far as Govind Bhakti Prabhu told me, that every day we finish today, then you have, and because now the kids, they have off, so they don't even have much school assignments. So what they can do is, so from today till tomorrow 3 o'clock, they have time to answer the questions for unit 1. So they have to answer it and send it by email to Prabhuji.
Okay, that's fine.
Then next day again. So then what will happen is, by Sunday noon, they can finish answering all 4 units, and then Sunday evening we have also 31st July. Srila Prabhupada's coming to New Orleans, so we have festival in the temple this Sunday. So that time we can even give out the certificates to the students, the passing students. Yes. So if that is good, that will be nice. So that otherwise it becomes too long-winded, and then people will forget and not. Is that okay? Going with the pro, right? That's what the plan was, right?
Yeah, plan is that, but they should not forget. It's just not for the certificate. It's for their understanding. Yes, Debang?
Okay, so probably, yeah, we can start now. I think that's how we will do. So I hope all students are also, I know I told you this is only 2 days course. but as you can see, we need actually the one I did also was started initially as a 1 week course, but went on for 10 days. So, the more we discuss, the better it becomes understanding. And so I think we can do till Saturday. I hope all of you can join. We are also putting this on YouTube, so you can also watch it later as well. And try to answer the questions, and we will give you the email before the class ends. So that's where you can put in your answers before tomorrow's class for unit 1. Hopefully we'll finish unit 1 today. So Prabhu, you can take away from here. Thank you.
Okay. So we'll start with unit 3 now, or lesson 3, not unit 3, the unit 1 and lesson 3. Srila Prabhupada, ISKCON founder Acharya. So topics for this is function of the founder Acharya, Prabhupada, the empowered representative of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, ISKCON in the future. So as per the Oxford Dictionary, the definition of or the function of the founder Acharya is given like this. One is to found, to give the basis or a firm support to ground in a subject of instruction, to set up or establish for the first time an institution, etc., with a provision for its perpetual existence. And that's what Prabhupada has done for us. So what he has given, there are 4 things. What are those? Anyone remembers? Books are the Gopal?
Is it the 4 regulative principles?
No.
Books are the basis.
Yes, that's
Yes.
good, Brenda. What else?
Purity is the force.
Very good.
Cleanliness is the essence. Preaching is the essence.
Preaching is the essence.
And the 4th one, I can't remember the 4th one.
Only 3 are there.
Utility.
Utility is the principle.
Yes.
Utility is the principle. Books are the basis. Purity is the essence. See, Prabhupada has given us those bases on which this institute is based on. And he has given an instruction. What are those instructions? Never leave ISKCON. Whatever happens, just hang around, because this is the boat which is taking you, which is crossing you, Viraja, the river in between the material world and spiritual world. Like Bhakti Chara Maharaj used to say, never give up. Hold on, somewhere in some corner, just hang around, but don't jump out of this boat. It's very important. And he has established this institute and provided us a wonderful platform where all of us, with our own capacities, can connect with the Lord, with our abilities. So here they say that Srila Prabhupada has a unique relationship with every ISKCON devotee. As the founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness and the preeminent teacher and ultimate authority within our society, Srila Prabhupada has a unique relationship with every ISKCON devotee. Like in previous eras, whenever they used to have a debate on any subject matter, so somebody used to say, this is what Vedavakya. And for us, Prabhupada says, if you want to strengthen your things, and Prabhupada has said it previously, then you have here, as like a lawyer, he quotes from his law books. So for us, it's Prabhupada books. So he has such a unique position in each and every ISKCON devotee's life. So there in the manual, they have given one box and they have asked you to write it down. The reasons why we accept Srila Prabhupada as an empowered representative of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for the modern age. So rather than writing it down, you can just speak out here. That will be better for me. Yes, Devam, we'll start from you. Give any one reason for that. That Prabhupada is empowered representative of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, what do I read? Like,
you don't have to read. Give one reason why Prabhupada is empowered a representative of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
He gave us all the instructions of Mahaprabhu, and like in this modern age. Yeah, he showed us the right path to Godhead. So he's the empowered representative of Mahaprabhu.
Okay, Brinda?
He spread the Hare Krishna movement to all countries. He also defeated like Mayavad philosophies and other non-Vaishnav philosophies like Buddhism. And
you gave the first and best reason. That is, he spread the Krishna consciousness all over the world. Because that's what Mahaprabhu wanted, you know. Prithvite Jota Nagaradigram Poitras. Every town and village, the name of holy name will be spread out, and that Prabhupada had done. So that is the first reason that Srila Prabhupada is empowered representative of Lord Chaitanya. And there they say that, they quote it from Lochandas Thakur's Chaitanya Mangal. Mora Senapati Bhakta. Eve Nama Sankirtana Tikshna Khadaga Laiya. Antara Asura Jivera Felibe Katiya. Jadi Papa Chhadi Dharma Dure Deshe Jai. Mora Senapati Bhakta Yaibe Tathai. Taking the sharp sword of a congregation chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, I will root out and destroy the demonic mentality in the hearts of the conditioned souls. If some sinful people escape and giving up religious principle go to far off countries, then my Senapati Bhakta will come, and that time to give them Krishna consciousness. And that's what Prabhupada is. Mora Senapati Bhakta. So further, Prabhupada himself once said, I am simply the bearer of the message from Lord Chaitanya. I also thank you very much for your appreciation of my books and letters and for my speaking in the meetings. They are not my words, as I have repeatedly informed you that I am simply the bearer of the message from Lord Chaitanya through the disciplic succession, and I do not make any addition or subtraction. Similarly, if you all carry these words successively, then the transcendental parampara system will be exactly maintained and people in general will be benefited. So, what do you think as they have asked here, that to ensure that Srila Prabhupada remains ISKCON's founder Acharya and preeminent Shiksha Guru in the future, what are the things that we need to take care of? Gopal?
That that we should preach as he has said, as it is, without any addition or subtraction to the instruction.
Okay, that's a good point. Jishnu?
I think I was going to say the same thing about how Sri Prabhupada speaks. He actually spoke according to Parampara. He never went outside it or beyond it. He just spoke as per the message has been passed, and that's what. And we should follow the same route and repeat that message like a parrot.
Okay, because you are the next generation actually who has to take care of that, you know. We are gone now. So you are the one who has to keep this in your mind and take it forward.
I think
Vrinda, do you
there
have
was
any
also
input?
Rameshwar Maharaj was mentioned today. That the Prabhupada's book should never, no more editing of Srila Prabhupada's books. It should remain as it is, what has happened. And Prabhupada didn't want anything to be changed, anything right now. Is that right? You should
So
not.
that's what actually Jishnu said, that we should speak what he has spoken, as he never spoke out of the parampara. So we should not speak that.
I'm talking about the books.
Yeah. I think somewhere Prabhupada said that third generation will write purport on his purports. So they will have their books as per the that time's situation and time plus circumstances, the examples. Like same thing, you know, when I was reading Prabhupada's commentary on Bhagavad Gita and Sripad Ramanujacharya's commentary, it's absolutely same. You will find the present day's example in Prabhupada's books, but same words. The even the way how the sentences are put forward by Ramanujacharya, they are same in Prabhupada Bhagavad Gita also. So message has not changed, but few examples here and there to understand the present situation. Only examples they have changed, not the principle. So that's what we need to follow, you know. So as a founder Acharya, Prabhupada has given us a system. He has given a principle that we need to follow. We should not, what we can say, compromise with those principles and the basis that he has given to establish this society. If you are serious about that, then definitely in future, Prabhupada will remain as he is the founder of this institute. So the last lesson of this first unit, that is ISKCON Gurus. Attitude of an ISKCON Guru, Gurus and ISKCON authorities' instructions, Gurus outside of ISKCON. So let's understand the attitude of an ISKCON Guru. So, first thing that he should be teaching what Prabhupada has taught us, and he should be accepting the ultimate authority as Prabhupada. That should be his attitude. If he is not having that, then he is not Guru in this particular society. So they have given the structure of whole our management system, how it works, who is related, where, what, so that you can see in the manual. So the first and foremost thing that he should teach and preach what Prabhupada has done and what our parampara has given. So service to Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara. So he should have a service attitude towards them. So GBC statement on this, they say that those who accept the service of a Diksha Guru or a Shiksha Guru in ISKCON are required to be exemplary in representing Srila Prabhupada's teachings in their words and personal behavior. The Shiksha Guru gives spiritual instruction and inspiration on behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara. The Diksha Guru gives spiritual instruction, inspiration, formal initiation, a spiritual name, and latter imparts the sacred Gayatri Mantra to qualified disciples as a service to Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara. Second thing, actually what Prabhupada wanted it, Prabhupada means Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, as an institute, how it should be governed or run or managed. Prabhupada writes down that in a Chaitanya Charitamrita. He says that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, at the time of his departure, requested all his disciples to form a governing body and conduct missionary activities cooperatively. He did not instruct a particular man to become the next Acharya, but just after his passing away, his leading secretaries made plans without authority to occupy the post of Acharya, and they split into two factions or who the next Acharya would be. Consequently, both factions were asar or useless because they had no authority, having disobeyed the order of the spiritual master. So here Prabhupada was explaining about how the Chaitanya Gaudiya Math got divided into many branches. And ISKCON, to keep it as a one institute, Prabhupada, he don't wanted to repeat the mistake what his god brothers has done. So he created this governing body, which is the ultimate authority right now after Prabhupada. So what happened, there are, according to the governing body, there are secretaries, zonal GBCs, then comes your temple president. So sometimes there is a difference between your spiritual master's instruction and the eminent authority, yours, your temple authority. Then whom to follow? That always creates a friction. That always creates a misunderstanding. So whom to follow and what to follow? To explain that, they have quoted a few Prabhupada's conversation, his letter replies. So the first one is that when they say they don't like ISKCON and the GBC, they are really saying they don't like to follow my order. That means they don't like my order. That means they don't have faith in my order. That means they don't have faith in me. That means Guru Aparad. To say they have faith in me is just hypocrisy. So Guru's instructions, if they are in favor of ISKCON society, then you should follow them. If they are not, better respectfully you can say no for that. And hopefully Guru will not give you that instruction which can create this sort of a conflict. And Makhanchar Prabhu knows, actually, he may have many experiences going through that how it creates really hassle in your own spiritual life, unless and until if you don't have a proper mature understanding about. So in that time, as we have seen, the attitude of a spiritual master in ISKCON is that he teaches what Prabhupada has taught, and he never goes away from the parampara. And Prabhupada says, follow the authority. So whatever authority says, whatever your eminent, prominent, present authority, you need to follow them. Then they further discuss Prabhupada. They have quoted few Prabhupada's quotations regarding gurus who are outside of ISKCON. Never try to hear someone who is not in our line. Better you should stick to hearing from authorized person like your spiritual master or experienced God brothers. But never try to hear someone who is not in our line. It is simply a waste of our time to hear and then again have to rectify the mistakes. This is very important because the way that our Acharya has given the basis for our institute, that we need to understand first and try to imbibe in our life, because they have given a proper path according to our conditioning. So we need to understand that and follow it. Rather than that, it may seem sometimes that our philosophy and their philosophy is same, so let me hear them also. But there is always a thin line between the instructions of whom you are hearing from and the society where you are in, and who is your spiritual master, what they are instructing, his mood. So that we need to understand. Otherwise, that will also create a conflict, and that will be a great mess, because to rectify the mistakes, already we are committing so many mistakes. Again, if we commit further mistakes, then we will just waste our time in rectifying them. So better to be stick to your spiritual master first. Try to understand him. Try to follow his instruction. That makes sense? Any question regarding this? Then Prabhupada, he has given a clear instruction. He says that I have now issued order that all my disciples should avoid all of my God brothers. They should not have any dealings with them or even correspondence, nor should they give them any of my books, or should they purchase any of their books. Neither should you visit any of their temples. Please avoid them, because that should not create a conflict. That's the main important thing. And Prabhupada has instructed, give them prasadam, honor them, because they are elderly Vaishnavas, but don't give them ears. First hear Prabhupada properly, your spiritual master, try to understand their mood, imbibe that, and then rest of the thing can be taken care of.
I have to say something about regarding this, especially in our New Orleans community. There are a lot of Bengali devotees over here, and they have been reading books, Srimad Bhagavatam and everything in Bengali from Gaudiya Math and all that. Bhakti Charu Maharaj has already translated Prabhupada's books. Why they have to go to Gaudiya Math to buy Bengali Srimad Bhagavatam? So this is something like with deviation, we have to be very careful about it. Senior devotees on my level. I mean, I was very disturbed, but I didn't say anything. As Bhakti Charu Maharaj had took time and effort, translated this painstakingly, and he would stay up at night, all these books. Why you have to hear or buy books Srimad Bhagavatam from Gaudiya Math, from Yogapith? So also they have better. I didn't want to hear that, but this is what is happening. So all the younger generations, be careful of that. It's happening in ISKCON in New Orleans also. They're reading books this is what actually Prabhupada warned us. It may create a conflict. So Chaitanya Bhagavat is already there in ISKCON also. You don't need to go looking for them in somewhere other place. Thank you, Prabhu. I just wanted to mention that.
See, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 3rd chapter, 18th verse, when Prabhupada gave a lecture on that, he clearly said that you must be engaged continually for this missionary activity. The Gaudiya mission has failed in preaching work because they adopted this principle. As soon as they got a little shelter under the name of matha or temple and a few dozen of, not few dozen of, 1 dozen disciples, then he settled up there. Now he is bhajan, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, showing that he is very great chanter. And what is your preaching? Therefore, my Guru Maharaj condemned this policy. Manatumi Kisera Vaishnav. What kind of a Vaishnava you are? Pratishtera Tare Nirjanera Ghare. And simply to cheap popularity. Oh, he is a Vaishnava. He chanting, all right. No botheration. Because if there is no preaching, there is no botheration. You can sit down and show people. I have now become a very liberated soul and chant and meditate. That means sleeping. This sort of a business is condemned by my Guru Maharaj. Pratishtera tare nirjanera ghare tava harinama kaitav. This is simply cheating. He did not approve this kind of a business. He did not approve. He wanted to see that everyone is engaged in preaching work. See, Nirjan Bhajan, some people they say that now enough of temple, let me go and do my own bhajan, Prabhupada is speaking about them. That's not the way. Kalo Sangha Shaktya. In the association of devotees in the age of Akali, you can do more devotional service rather than sitting alone somewhere and doing your bhajan. So that kind of a thing ISKCON never promotes. So ISKCON means preaching. If you have a life, you should preach. Actually, there is always conflict. And that's going on since when Prabhupada was there. Whether to follow GBCs or to follow the temple authority or to follow the spiritual master. So there is a nice conversation that is given here. It was room conversation in 1975. Obey Srila Prabhupada but not follow his GBC. Another confirmation took place in a Srila Prabhupada's room with a devotee who insisted they could faithfully obey Srila Prabhupada but could not follow his GBC representative or his ISKCON. The devotees in Prabhupada's room had formerly been leader of ISKCON Hawaii but had left and were now threatening to use the funds and properties in their own name. Prabhupada kept asking them simply, why did you leave? Why don't you stay? Why don't you surrender? But they insisted that while they trusted Prabhupada, they could not trust the GBC. One of the GBC members in the room became exasperated with the refusal to accept Prabhupada's simple request of surrender. You say that you accept Prabhupada. Yes, they replied. And you say you have faith in him. Yes. You say that whatever he asks, you can follow. Yes. So then if Prabhupada asks you follow the GBC, will you do it? the room became tense and silence. No, we cannot follow. We cannot follow. When they uttered that, no, Srila Prabhupada dropped his fist on his table and pointed to the deviant devotees, declaring, just see the hypocrisy. Even after Prabhupada's stark conclusion, they maintained their we surrender to you but not to ISKCON philosophy until Prabhupada asked them to leave. To the other devotees remaining in the room, Prabhupada remarked, when they say they don't like ISKCON and the GBC, they are really saying they don't like to follow my order. That means they don't like my order. That means they don't have faith in my order. That means they don't have faith in me. That means Guru Aparad. To say they have faith in me is just hypocrisy. So this is what generally happens, this conflict comes with our authorities if we don't have really a proper understanding about. One thing that we need to understand, if you are in this society or in this institute, then you have to forget about your individuality. You have to kill that. If you want to be the part of institute. If you don't want to be the part of, then maintain your individuality. Here we go with the opinion of group of people because you're going along with the group of people. So here we have seen these four lessons. So I'm just going to brief about that. And then okay. So first we have seen the principles and values. What are the principles and what are the values that really we care for being a member of this ISKCON? Second thing, what is the aim of this course? What is the aim of this course, Vrinda?
Can I answer?
Yeah.
The aim of this course is to find a Guru Maharaj that suits you and find like the best characteristics in a Guru Maharaj.
Before that,
to improve the quality of the relationship between disciple and the Guru.
okay. The first thing is that what is necessary to become a good disciple? We should know the values and principles that we have to live upon. The real aim is that if you know these values and principles which we have to adapt in our life, and to accept that values and principle in our life, we need a guidance, and for that we need a spiritual master. So real aim is to understand these principles and values, how to be a good disciple, and look for a good spiritual master. So second thing is Guru Tattva. So what is a Guru Tattva that we have discussed?
The Guru is non-different from Krishna. He's his representative.
Sakshadharitvena. Okay. So you should not consider him as a mortal living being as like us. He is as good as God. Then types of gurus. How many types of gurus are there? Yes, Devang.
Shiksha and Diksha Guru.
Okay. So Radhika and Manjari, can you explain difference between them? Okay, they are not there. Radhika Mataji?
Sorry, what?
Oh, thank you. What is the difference between Shiksha and Diksha Guru? Are you able to hear?
Yeah.
Okay. So what did I ask?
What is the difference between Shiksha and Dikha Guru?
Yes.
I think the Shikha Guru is more invoked in meditation, and the the Dikha Guru instructs people about devotional service and meditation.
Who would like to put it in a proper words? Radhika Mataji, Radharani Mataji?
Yes,
Are you there?
Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Yeah, Prabhuji. Diksha Guru gives us initiation and instruction. And Siksha Guru gives us instruction how to follow and how to follow the parampara. It's basically, yes. Siksha Guru basically gives us instructions and Diksha Guru gives us initiation.
Okay, that's the basic difference. So what is the Guru Parampara system?
The Guru Parampara system is like when you take initiation from one Guru, it connects you to his Guru, and that by that connection it goes to Krishna, and it connects you to Krishna.
Okay. What are the benefits of accepting Guru Parampara system?
Connects us to Krishna.
Sorry?
Connects us to Krishna.
Okay, connects us to Krishna. What else? Which we have not discussed elaborately, but you can give your own thoughts on that.
We won't deviate from our path to Krishna.
Okay.
The knowledge we get is pure as it is unbroken link coming through from Krishna.
Okay. What else?
The mercy can be taken from parampara system. So
Exactly. Mercy follows in that way. In Parampara system, you can get Krishna's mercy. That's most important thing. Okay, what is the difference between Ritviks and proper Parampara? Jishnu, would you like to take any session from Prabhupada?
Yes.
Okay.
If you,
Huh? You want to take any session from Prabhupada?
well, if he is here, yes, of course.
Oh, he's there in his books. That's what he said.
Oh yeah, then definitely. I completely agree with that. Yes, you're right.
Huh? But what is the process of Diksha?
Srila Prabhupada needs to say yes.
Acceptance.
Here is, he got a right answer for that. Prabhupada need to say yes. How you will connect yourself with him? Actually, that's the real difference between Ritvik philosophy and Parampara system. That, as Prabhuji has put it in the right words, it's a contract. You commit and he says yes, then that's a proper contract between Guru and disciple, you know. So what are your thoughts about Prabhupada as a founder Acharya? Who is this Ganga? I never heard any response or any reaction or anything from here.
Can you repeat the question?
Okay. What are your thoughts about Prabhupada as a founder Acharya for ISKCON?
Um, so, I don't know.
All the
Your-
instructions to be followed by all the members is received by Prabhupada, so through Prabhupada, through his books, his classes, letters, and the conversations happened in the.
Ganga, did you get the word founder Acharya means? What it means?
Yes.
What it means?
He established the he established the ISKCON.
Sham Sundar Prabhu, can you explain?
Can you repeat the question again? I wasn't really listening.
What is your thought about Prabhupada as a founder of ISKCON? Founder Acharya of ISKCON?
Like what do I think about him?
Yeah.
I think about him as like a great devotee who has succeeded in many achievements. For example, he followed his guru's steps, right? And then he like put temples all over the world, right? He achieved something so big that like nowadays, like we take it for granted. A lot of people take it for granted, like of all of his accomplishments. But I really think of him as like a really good devotee who has like done so many for his devotees and all that.
Actually, because of his mercy, all we are here to discuss about the Lord, you know. Otherwise, where we would have been and what would have been doing. Yes, Mataji, you want to say something?
My English is not good, first thing, and I am not very educated on this line, but I learned from little bit from Gopal Prabhu and Sarvatara Prabhu. This is my realization. Prabhupada, foundation of the ISKCON Krishna consciousness. The Krishna consciousness means what is Krishna want, and Krishna consciousness not only the material lives, beyond after the death, what we back to the Godhead. We want to go the Krishnas. This is the main goal. Connect with the Krishna. I am not very much, but I think this is the Prabhupada instruction. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know.
আপনি বাংলায় বলুন, আমি ট্রান্সলেট করে দেব।
প্রভুপাদের এই ফাউন্ডেশন ইসকন ফাউন্ডেশন যে করেছেন, ফাউন্ডেশন ইসকন করেছেন, এই যে কৃষ্ণা কনসাসনেস, কৃষ্ণ কনসাসনেস মিনস ভগবানের সঙ্গে কৃষ্ণের সঙ্গে আমাদের যুক্ত করা, হরে কৃষ্ণ নাম জপ করে। এটা নট অনলি দ্য মেটেরিয়ালিস্টিক লাইফের জন্য, এখনকার জীবনের জন্যই শুধু নয়, আফটার ডেথ এটা কানেকশন করছে, আমরা আমাদের যুক্ত করছে ব্যাক টু দ্য গড হেড, কৃষ্ণের কাছে চলে যাওয়ার জন্য। এটাই কৃষ্ণ কনসাসনেস, এবং তার জন্য নানান রকম রুলস গুলো উনি তৈরি করেছেন।
Govinda Bhakta Prabhu, did you understand what she's trying to say?
Yeah. She is telling us that what Prabhupada has given us.
উনি বলতে উনি প্রশ্ন করছেন যে প্রভুপাদকে মানে প্রতিষ্ঠাপক আচার্য কেন বলা হয়?
এই যে শ্রী চৈতন্য মহাপ্রভুর যে বাণীটা, উনি প্রথমত বৈষ্ণব ধর্মের যে এটা উনি স্লোলি এটা নিয়ে এসেছেন এবং সেটাকে স্প্রেড করেছেন হোল ওয়ার্ল্ডের মধ্যে।
She got it. Okay, খুব ভালো। See, most important thing as a founder Acharya, he has given us a profound base, which is really matters in each and every one of us as a member of ISKCON. As a founder, he has given us a basis. As a founder, he has established certain principles that we need to follow in this particular institute. And what makes him a true representative of Lord Chaitanya, that he has fulfilled the Lord's desire to spread this Krishna consciousness every town and village. And his position as a founder Acharya in ISKCON, it will remain intact. Whoever comes or whoever goes, there are so many came and also gone, claiming themselves as Acharya after him. But he is preeminent Shiksha Guru for all of us, because as he said, I'm always there with you, and in the form of his books. So he is our preeminent Shiksha Guru. Second thing, he is an empowered representative of Lord Chaitanya, because he has fulfilled the prediction that Lord Chaitanya made. And he has given the basis and principles and values which we can adapt in our life to fulfill the desired goal of our spiritual life. And then we discuss about the attitude of Guru, how Guru should be. He should be a true representative of Prabhupada. Second thing, he should be preaching what Prabhupada has preached. In service mode, he should not be going out of the parampara. In general, it's said that he should be a transparent via media, like a glass, Sun rays come from one side, it goes to other with the same luminosity. So he is giving you as like a postman. He brings something and give it to you. He never changes anything in that. So same way, Guru is a true representative of his spiritual master. And in ISKCON, he is a true representative of Prabhupada. And what should be our relationship with gurus outside of ISKCON? What is Prabhupada's view about that we have seen already? You can respect them as a Vaishnavas, but don't give them your ears. Those are meant for Prabhupada, your spiritual master, to follow their instructions. So when there will be or there should not be any conflict between the instruction between your spiritual master and your eminent authority in ISKCON JBC structure. So if there is a conflict, we have to follow this structure. So that we need to understand. So here ends our first unit, introduction, theory and context about this course. So there are some questions which are given in this books itself. For the unit 1, there are 2 questions which you have to write it down, and I will share my email ID with you in your own words. You can read from the books, but just don't copy word to word from there. Put down your understanding about that most important thing. And you can send me that email before you go to bed so that I can get some time to go through them. And can we stop for today here?
Yes, the question, and can you just put in the chat your email address?
Yeah, I'm doing that.
And I think everybody has seen what the questions are in the book. You can tell for everybody's knowledge. I hope everybody's got the book. And those who haven't registered, if you would like to get the certificate, please register so that there are members here who just come to listening. If you want to get the certificate, make sure you register. The registering link is still open. You can register so we know, your name and everything. Please questions also, and it is also required that you attend all classes.
Actually, there are a number of questions. So which two questions we are supposed to answer?
See, on the page number 8, they have given like introduction, theory and context. Unit 1, Guru Tattva and Parampara. Only those two questions.
Okay, so page number 8, please note. I will also put in the WhatsApp group. If you haven't joined the WhatsApp group, I'll send you a link in your email along with the book. Make sure you get the book downloaded on your computer or your device. And so, okay, yes. Yes, so I hope everybody can find that. Let me see if I can copy and paste it. Okay, Prabhu, thank you so much. I think we will end our class here.
Okay. Tomorrow we have actually 3 units.
Sorry?
No problem.
Yeah, tomorrow we'll be doing unit 2.
Yeah.
So please, I request everybody come on time and attend. Thank you so much, Govind Bhakta Prabhu, for giving the class. Thank you all the devotees for joining. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha
कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंद, हरि हरि बोल, हरे कृष्णा।